Hi everyone. Today let us talk about cross-validation strategies for machine learning. So this is to give an overall idea of what cross-validation is. Cross-validation is a strategy to generalize a model. So every machine learning model that we build is trained on a certain set of data and tested on a certain set of data. Now, this limits the model exposure to unseen data. Since we cannot create data or generate unseen data, the strategy that we approach is from the data that is given to us, we try to expose model to different combination of subsets of data from the same data, each time evaluating the model on its performance. Now, the average performance of model across all possible subsets of data is taken and averaged as it overall performance. Cross-validation avoids overfitting issues. In fact, cross-validation is very connected to human tendency of cross-checking. Like when we get a fact from one source, we try to cross-check it with another source, isn't it? So this way, we are trying to cross-check model with different combinations of subsets of training data so that the model is exposed to variations in data. With that said, cross-validation enables validating the model's ability to generalize to unseen data. Here, bootstrapping is done to create the possibility of repetitions, which is also a randomness attribute. So what is bootstrapping? Bootstrapping is once we have taken a subset of training data to be the training data for this fold of cross-validation, we replace the samples back into the model for the next subset to be picked. Types of cross-validation. So there are many techniques of cross-validation, starting from the basic test train split, which is called holdout validation. And then we have shuffle split, k-fold cross-validation, stratified k-fold cross-validation, LOOCV, leave one out cross-validation, and walk forward cross-validation, which we apply for time series. Now, let us learn about each technique in a little detail. Holdout validation. This is the basic train test split that we do in our model training. So the total data is divided into training dataset as well as testing dataset. Now, training dataset is used to train the model and testing dataset is used to test the model. This is the basic method of validating a model, and this method lacks exposure. The model trained in this method lacks exposure to different variations in data. Now, an improvised technique over holdout validation or the conventional train test is shuffle split. Shuffle split model of cross validation is the train test split done over multiple iterations, each time on a different train test split ratio or train validate test split ratio on the entire data. And the performance of the model is averaged over each of these iterations. This method provides an improved performance of the model over a single test train speed. As you can see in the picture here, in the first iteration, maybe I will take 80% of the data to be test training data, while 10% each of the remaining data as testing as well as validation data. In the next iteration, I will reduce my training data to 70%, while I will retain 15% of data each for validation as well as testing. In the next iteration, maybe I will reduce my training data further to 60% and 20% each of it will be reserved as validation data or test data. I can even change the ratio between validation data as well as test data. So I do this over multiple iterations to average the model performance across different iterations to get the average performance of the model. This also exposes model to different combinations of data because each time the split is done, it is randomly done. Next technique of cross-validation is k-fold cross-validation. Here, what happens is the entire data is divided into k-folds or k subsets. Each subset is called a fold. In the first fold or the first iteration, each of these subsets is taken as a testing set and the remaining k-1 sets together are taken as training set. Now here what happens is in the first fold, the first set is taken as validation fold and the remaining four is taken as training fold. Like that we repeat over iterations and the average performance of the model as seen in the picture is taken to put up as performance of the entire model. Here the model is exposed to all variations of data, thus making it a robust model. Next, we have stratified k-fold cross-validation technique. So, this stratified k-fold cross-validation is applied particularly in classification tasks where the target class is highly unbalanced or skewed. Now, what do we do is, the technique is very similar to k-fold cross-validation, except that in each of the subsets, we ensure that proportional representation of all the target classes is present. So, otherwise, what might happen is that the class with least frequency, like for example, the unbalanced or minority class, for example, female in this example. So, in some subsets that are created, you may not even have instance of female class. Those subsets are very difficult for the model to train because the model will not expose to this minority class. To avoid that, what do we do is in each of the subsets that we divide in k-fold method, we ensure that a proportional representation of the minority class is present. The majority class proportion is also ensured. The same ratio of the target class is ensured across all the subsets. This is used for unbalanced data, especially in classification tasks. So bootstrapping is extremely important for these minority classes because the sample data has to be put back in the main data so that it can be used for creating the next subset. Now, leave one out cross-validation. This technique is same as k-fold cross-validation, except that k will be equal to size of data set. So from the entire set of data points, each point is taken as validating data in each iteration, and the remaining points, except the one point that we have taken as validating data, all the remaining points will remain as a training set for the model. In this method, if there are n data points, we will have to create n models. This is computationally extensive, so we use it only we have enough computational resources and creating n models is not affecting our cost. Walk forward cross-validation. This is used for time series data. The whole time period is divided into training period and testing period. Training period is used to train the model and testing period is used to predict the target And this is the period the model is tested on. Now, as we proceed to iterations, we move forward the training and testing periods to let the model adapt to the trends and progress in predicting the target. Now, there are certain aspects of cross validation that we will be learning about now. So, bootstrapping is a term that involves or that explains about replacing the samples once we have put them in our iterations training set. So if the data is divided as subsets, so once we have sampled a part of our data into our training data set, so we put the samples back into the main data so that it can be available for the next sampling also. Now, grid search and random set CV. CV stands for cross validation. So grid search and random search are techniques used for hyperparameter tuning of our models. Now, how are they connected to cross validation? Because indirectly, the purpose of grid search and random search is to see the model performance across different hyperparameter values and pick the parameters that give the best performance. So in this way, we are indirectly testing the model or training the model on different parameters and picking the best one. So this also is a indirect way of cross-validating the model. However, if you consider the cross-validation's basic purpose, the techniques that we have discussed so far are the different techniques that will help us validate our model and generalize our model to be able to confront unseen data. So we have discussed cross-validation techniques in machine learning. This is the end of the topic, and we will meet again in our next topic.